Well, I had a problem, and I think I've solved it. I have an electric car, a Tesla. You can see it's got the wall connector there for charging it. I also have a solar system that provides more than the power I use. Of course, not always at the right time. And I wanted to charge the car always, if I could, on the solar panels. When the solar panels were producing power, I wanted that to charge my car. Now, I have a couple of things that some people don't have. One is I'm retired, so I can charge this during the day. I don't have to drive the car to work and charge at work, or charge at night when I get back. So that's one of the easy things I have that some folks don't have. Now, so I set this up, and you can see I have a box there that says solar charger on it. Okay, that is my setup for charging the car. You can see a piece of conduit that goes straight over to the wall connector, and another piece of conduit comes out of the bottom and goes to the breaker panel for the car charger. Now, what I've done is I've set this up so that when the solar panels are producing more than 30 amps of power during the day, the charger will charge the car. When the solar panels are outputting 30 amps or more, then this thing will charge the car. That means there's enough. I usually run in 30 amps on my wall connector. I can turn it up to 48, but most of the time 30 is fine. So when I bring the car back in, I plug it in, and if the panels are putting out more than 30 amps, there's a dead zone in there of about 15 amps. So it's down. If it gets down to around 15 amps, it'll shut off. But if I am producing enough power, then this thing will charge only while the solar panels are off or on. Notice there's a little, let's see, let's get closer. Okay, there's a little light there. It's a green light. And there's a little doohickey that says if the light is off, turn switch to on to bypass solar option. So if there is less than 30 amps coming from the solar panels, and I want to charge the car anyway, then I will turn that little switch on the left there to the on position, and it'll bypass the solar option so that the car will charge even if there is no solar. That would be at night or a cloudy day when there's not putting out enough power. What did I do to make this work? Okay, I'm going to look inside this panel and we'll try to figure out what I did. Now, if you notice right now, this switch is in the off position. The green light is on. That means there's plenty of solar power out there to charge the car. There's a meter here that it's going to tell me how many kilowatts I'm putting into this thing. I put in 821 kilowatts since I put this in. It's been in probably about 3 months. And it gives other things. It gives a voltage and it gives the amperage. Right now it's just standby amperage. It's using up about 15 watts at this point. Okay, and it does have a power factor in it. It came with it, so who cares? Now, the idea here, and I've said it a little earlier, that you want to be able to bypass it if you can. So if you switch the switch to on, it'll bypass this thing. Now, if I come onto this thing and it's early in the morning and I want to charge the car, I may go ahead and turn this on, plug it in, and then turn it back off again. You can't put the plug in unless there's power to the wall connector. Okay, let's look inside. Nothing really special here. Okay, if you can see what's in here, I've got a main contactor here that comes from the power source, which is generally going to be solar, and that's energized by a control. Either it's energized by this switch here, or it's energized by a control that's in the solar combiner. It uses a 24-volt transformer here to operate the contactors. Note I also have right here, there's another outlet there that I put on the side so that I could use the mobile connector there. Okay, so what actually energizes the contactor? Well, let's move over to another panel. Okay, here's the combiner. This takes the 4 arrays that I have, solar arrays, and it brings them into the grid source and the breaker panel. I've got assorted sensors in there. The one that we're looking at here is this one right here. This is an adjustable relay that if I have amp draw here, then through this wire here, if I have amp draw here, I can energize a relay with it using these wires, which go over to the solar charger. If I have power coming in from the panels and it exceeds 30 amps, and this is adjustable, there's a little adjustment on it, it will allow me to turn on the solar charger so that it charges only when the panels exceed 30 amps. So I hope this makes sense. This whole setup was put in here just so I could put more time during the solar day when the sun was shining to charge my car during the day. If anyone wants more info on this system and how it works, maybe wiring diagram and the like, I'll see if I can do another video that gives you an idea how to put this all together. That's it on this one.